the foundation of self-respect, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we talk about something that will confront every one of you at some point in your life. And I must warn you, if you skip this video, you will regret it, because we're going to address the quiet crisis destroying people from the inside out, the loss of self-respect when no one believes in you. You might think that the validation of others is a necessity, that their faith in you is a prerequisite for your own. But that is false. Because if you wait for other people to believe in you before you respect yourself, you will spend your entire life waiting. You will become a hostage to their opinions. You will build your identity on foundations you do not control. Self-respect is not awarded. It is earned through action, through discipline, and through the courage to stand up when you feel most alone. Let's be brutally honest. You will be doubted. You will be underestimated. You will be criticized by people who have never had the courage to build anything themselves. And when you first begin to change, to improve, to assert yourself, many will resent you for it because your growth makes them confront their own stagnation. So how do you cultivate self-respect in this environment? You start by telling yourself the truth about who you are, the truth about what you want, the truth about the price you are willing to pay to become that person. You will not build self-respect by reciting affirmations or waiting for perfect circumstances. You will build it by proving to yourself day after day that you can be trusted to do what you say you will do. Self-respect is earned in the moments when no one is watching, when you keep your promises to yourself simply because you refuse to betray your own potential. Ask yourself this: what would my life look like if I stopped seeking permission to become who I want to be? What would I do if I knew that no applause was coming, that no one was going to congratulate me, and I had to rely solely on my own conviction? That is where true self-respect begins, not in the approval of others, but in the relentless pursuit of your highest values when no one else cares. The lie of external validation. One of the greatest traps in modern life is the illusion that you need everyone to endorse your path. Social media has amplified this delusion. You see people broadcasting carefully curated versions of their lives, surrounded by support, affirmation, and praise. And you compare that illusion to your own messy reality, the reality where you feel isolated, the reality where your family or peers don't understand your ambitions, the reality where no one is clapping for you. Let me tell you something important. External validation is a drug, and like any drug, it enslaves you. If you depend on the approval of others, you will live in constant anxiety. Every choice will be contaminated by the question, what will they think of me? You will never take real risks, because real risks always provoke criticism. You will never stand out, because standing out means inviting judgment. Think about that. If your life is dictated by the need to be liked, you will never do anything remarkable. You will trade your authenticity for popularity. And in the process, you will lose the only thing that matters: your own self-respect. You must confront this truth. You do not need anyone's permission to become the person you are capable of being. Not your parents, not your friends, not your critics, certainly not strangers on the internet. Every time you act in alignment with your deepest values, especially when it costs you something, you are voting for the person you want to become. Every time you do what is right over what is popular, you strengthen the foundation of self-respect. This is why discipline is essential. Because when the world doubts you, your discipline becomes your evidence. When no one believes in you, your consistent action becomes proof that you believe in yourself. Imagine what your life would look like if you stopped measuring your worth by the reactions of others. Imagine if you focused all your energy on doing the work building the skill, facing the discomfort, independent of anyone's applause. That is freedom. And that freedom is the birthplace of self-respect. Asterisk, asterisk, the discipline of keeping promises to yourself. Many people misunderstand where confidence and self-respect come from. They think it is some innate trait or the result of positive thinking. But true self-respect is a consequence of discipline. Discipline is the daily practice of doing what you know is necessary, even when you do not feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because if you only act when it's convenient, you will never respect yourself. Consider this. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you teach your subconscious mind that your word is worthless. Every time you say, "I will get up early," and you hit snooze, you reinforce the belief that you cannot be trusted. Every time you say, "I will exercise," and you quit when it gets uncomfortable, you deepen the conviction that you are unreliable. This is why so many people lack confidence. It is not because they are incapable, it is because they have a track record of betraying themselves. They know it, and it haunts them. But the reverse is also true. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you send yourself a signal. I am someone who can be trusted. That signal accumulates over time, and it becomes the bedrock of self-respect. You don't need anyone else to validate this. You don't need applause for keeping your word to yourself. You need consistency. That's all. So start small. Pick a commitment you can keep. Maybe it's waking up at the same time every day. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a book. Maybe it's doing one difficult task each morning before you check your phone. Whatever it is, do it relentlessly. Do it when you feel inspired and when you feel empty. Do it until you no longer negotiate with your excuses. This is how you build the muscle of discipline. This is how you become the kind of person who respects themselves, regardless of who is watching. Because at the end of your life, it won't matter how many people believed in you. It will matter whether you believed in yourself enough to become disciplined. The transform asterisk. You cannot build self-respect in a vacuum. At some point, you must take responsibility, not just for your own potential, but for something larger than yourself. Responsibility is the ultimate test of character, and it is the place where self-respect evolves into purpose. Weak men and women avoid responsibility because it feels heavy. But the heaviness is precisely what strengthens you. The more you carry, the more capable you become. The more capable you become, the more respect you have for yourself. If you want to know why you feel unfulfilled, ask yourself, where in my life am I avoiding responsibility? Where am I waiting for someone else to fix the problems I see? Where am I hiding instead of acting? Self-respect is not just about discipline in isolation. It is about using that discipline to make life better for yourself and the people you care about. It is about showing up consistently, even when no one notices, even when no one says thank you, even when no one believes you will succeed. Imagine what your life would look like if you stopped waiting for recognition and simply did the work. If you committed to the responsibilities that scare you most, because you know that is where your potential lives, you will find something astonishing. The respect you gain for yourself in those moments is worth more than any compliment or validation. It is the quiet knowledge that you can trust yourself to endure, to adapt, and to overcome. That is the essence of self-respect, not arrogance, not self-importance, but the deep, unshakable understanding that you have chosen to become someone worthy of trust. So stop waiting. Stop complaining. Stop expecting applause. Stand up. Carry something heavy. Keep your promises to yourself. Do the work when no one is watching, and understand that the life you want will be built one disciplined action at a time. Because when you reach the end of your days, the question will not be, who believed in me? The question will be, did I have the courage to believe in myself? If the answer is yes, then you will have built the only form of self-respect that lasts, the kind that is earned, never given.